In the ancient hills of Asia Minor stood a humble city named Philadelphia, not grand in power or wealth, but rich in faith. While other cities bowed to idols and compromise, this small community of believers held tightly to the name of Christ. They had little strength, yet they were mighty in faith. And so to them, the Church of Philadelphia, Jesus sent one of the most beautiful and encouraging messages in all of Revelation. A message not of rebuke, but of reward, a promise for the faithful. Let's journey into the words of the one who holds the keys of eternity. And this is what he said.
And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, These things says he who is holy, he who is true, he who has the key of David, he who opens and no one shuts, and shuts and no one opens.
Here Jesus introduces himself as holy and true, set apart, flawless, and faithful in every word. The key of David symbolizes authority, the power to open the doors of the kingdom of God and to shut them forever. This means that no force on earth, no demon in hell can block what Christ has ordained. To this faithful church, he declares, "What I open, no one can close." Philadelphia was small and overlooked, but heaven had opened a great door before them, one that no earthly power could ever shut. Then Jesus says this to them,
I know your works. See, I have set before you an open door, and no one can shut it. For you have a little strength, have kept my word, and have not denied my name.
Jesus acknowledges their faithfulness, not their size, not their wealth, but their loyalty. Though they had little strength, they stood firm. They refused to deny Christ's name even when society rejected them. That open door represents divine opportunity, a door to evangelism, to spiritual influence, and to eternal reward. It was as if Jesus was saying, "You may be small in number, but heaven sees your obedience, and I will use you mightily." The Church of Philadelphia became a shining beacon of endurance and purity amid spiritual decay. Then Jesus goes ahead and says,
Indeed, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan, who say they are Jews and are not, but lie. Indeed, I will make them come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you.
There were those who mocked the believers, religious pretenders who claimed holiness but served darkness. Jesus calls them the synagogue of Satan, but he promises that one day truth would prevail. Their persecutors would bow, not in worship of men, but in acknowledgement that God was with them. Christ himself would vindicate the faithful, proving before all creation that his love rested on those who remained true. The message is clear: endure your trials, for the day will come when the truth will shine brighter than your pain. Then Jesus makes the following promise to the church.
Because you have kept my command to persevere, I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world, to test those who dwell on the earth.
The believers in Philadelphia lived in a time of testing, persecution, pressure, and the temptation to compromise. Yet they persevered, and for that endurance, Jesus promised protection. This verse holds a prophetic echo, pointing to the great tribulation to come, when the world will face its ultimate testing. But to the faithful, Jesus says, I will keep you, I will shield you. Faithfulness in the present secures safety in the future. Their perseverance was not forgotten. It became their covering. In his promise, he continues to say this,
Behold, I am coming quickly. Hold fast what you have, that no one may take your crown. He who overcomes, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more.
Here Jesus gives both a warning and a promise. The warning is, stay vigilant. Do not let the pressures of the world steal your spiritual crown. And the promise is that those who overcome will become pillars in God's temple, strong, immovable, and forever in his presence. To be called a pillar was an incredible honor, especially in a city often shaken by earthquakes. When the earth trembled, buildings fell, but Jesus promised them stability eternal, a place in God's dwelling that would never crumble, never end. Then Jesus says,
I will write on him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, the new Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven from my God, and I will write on him my new name. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches.
This final promise speaks of identity and belonging. Those who endure will carry the very name of God, marked as his forever. The New Jerusalem represents the eternal home of the redeemed, the city of light descending from heaven. And Christ's new name signifies intimacy, a personal relationship that only the faithful will share with him. In these few verses, Jesus paints the portrait of victory, the reward of those who hold firm when the world lets go. The Church of Philadelphia stands as a symbol of endurance, faithfulness, and divine approval. They were small, yet mighty, weak in power, yet strong in faith. And to them, the doors of eternity were opened wide. As we close the message to Philadelphia, we see a glimpse of what pleases the heart of God, and that is unwavering faith, humble obedience, and steadfast endurance. But next, we will journey to the city of Laodicea, a church that looked alive but was spiritually dead, lukewarm and self-satisfied. The contrast could not be greater. If Philadelphia was the faithful church, Laodicea was the complacent church. You don't want to miss this next episode. If this message inspired you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so more people can understand the messages Jesus gave to the 7 churches. Until next time, hold fast what you have, that no one may take your crown. Peace.